Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. I am Princess Jerry Cannoli. This is Chasing Fruit Loops, and next to me is the marvelous, the gorgeous, the stunning Miss Penelope proper.
Hello! I'm so honored to be here. This is so much fun. I know you and I have been friends for a very long time, and this is the very first time I've gotten on your show, and so I'm very excited to be here.
I am very excited to have you. Besides being my dance teacher and getting me over my fright, you have inspired me to just keep on going and, get dressed more and put a little bit more makeup on if I decide to go out somewhere. Even like tonight, it's like, oh my God, I gotta put makeup on because I don't wear makeup during the week.
That makes me very happy because I'm a makeup maven. I'm a bit of a dress-up slut. I love to dress up. I love to put my boobs out on a shelf. I love to put on the fancy hat and the gloves and have excuses to go out like this. And for me, I don't really need an excuse to go out like this. I just will go grocery shopping like this, and that's fine for me as well. And I love the fact that I can help women kind of get out of that frumpy box, I guess, and become a little bit more, get in touch with your inner glamour and what feels good. Because, one of the reasons I do all of this is because when I was a child, I loved playing dress up. And it was the center of all of my imagination. And my grandmother and I would make costumes and hats and things of that nature. She's the one who taught me how to sew. And I make all of my own costuming with some help from some of my costuming friends who like to sew with me. And I needed more reasons to do this, and I needed more reasons to do it out. And not everyone is a Comic-Con person. Not everyone is someone who's going to go to a convention, and I have been so proud of the work of the Mad Harlot Tea Society, where we have women come in, sit for tea, and they come in a very nice pair of pants and a nice shirt like what you are now. And then the next tea party, they're wearing a hat. No, they're very nice.
The scrub bottoms. I'm covered in dust.
Don't tell anybody. No
dust.
one would know.
Hi,
and then
Anna.
they come in a hat, and then the next time they come in with a frilly skirt, and then the next time it's a hat, a frilly skirt, and a corset, and then it's a hat, a frilly skirt, a corset, and a pretty shirt, and then it's a hat, a frilly corset, a frilly shirt, and a beautiful cameo, and all of a sudden they're completely harloted out. And they walk into the tea party like they own it, and I feel like a proud mother.
Yes, you should be. As you should be. It's like, I see you in all this garb and everything, and I'm like, oh, she's got to be sweating her ass off underneath
Well,
there.
yes.
Oh, it's horrible.
And when
I
I go out and do festivals, that's the first thing anybody asks me. Hold on, let me switch into the New York accent. Aren't you hot in that? Like, aren't you hot? Like, are you hot? You look hot. Are you hot? I'm like, oh yes, I'm very hot. And the thing is that the minute they say that, then suddenly I'm hot. But you think cool and
oh yeah, you got the power.
You meditate through it.
Yes.
So, but it's all in good fun, and I really enjoy how I feel when I'm dressed up. I enjoy the women making eye contact with me and being like, you go, sister, and sometimes I get more weird looks from men than hungry looks from men, even though the boobs are always out there and I'm in the corset. But it's the women who I want to inspire. I don't care. I love you boys, but you're not as important as my girls. So
right?
Yes.
It's like I'll get dressed. I put on like a little bit of a ripped up shirt. I'll put the jeans on. And I've been having some knee trouble, as you have seen on
so
FB over there. And when I go down the stairs, I have to have a crash landing. There's days I can't stop. I have to hit the wall.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
That's terrible.
It's also funny as all hell. So the guy set up a crash landing for me with 2 baskets full of comforters. So if I have to crash, I have to crash.
Oh my goodness.
They like jump.
That's terrible.
I'm like, you guys are horrible to me. No, they're like, we love you. We just don't want to see you hit the wall.
We do love you. We don't want to see you hit the wall.
It's pretty funny. But, so it's like, do I wear heels? I can't get down the stairs in the heels with the shoes on anymore.
That's all right. You find yourself a good pair of flat thigh-high boots, and then you're rocking yourself.
No. I like I
do
like
too.
my monsters.
I love my stripper heels.
Oh,
I do. Don't worry. I can do modern, sexy clothing, and I do, and I love it. I think you've seen me in it a few times, but I have to tell you, I'm happiest in the top hat, and
The top hat
you know,
is amazing.
I love that.
I'm like a glitter rat. I'm like, oh my god, everything sparkles. I have to have one.
This is how I start every outfit. I start with the hat.
Of course.
The hat inspires, and oftentimes what happens is I'll make a hat, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, I need a bustle to match that piece of fabric, or I need a shirt that matches that piece of jewelry, and then it all just kind of evolves.
Is amazing.
And this is a little one. This is a little one. I think we have pictures that I gave you of like the big giant bustles. I have this one big red bustle dress.
Bob, can you slam on some pictures for us, please?
We call that dress Leg Day because it's 70 pounds soup to nuts. Oh, the picture that you're showing now was from Scares That Care charity weekend. I also love my fangs, so Halloween season is absolutely my favorite.
The pink one is beautiful.
I love my costumes, I do. I never got over dressing up, and so I decided I needed to make a living doing it. So here we are.
Is that the one?
That's Leg Day, yes.
Oh my good Lord.
70 pounds from the top of the hat to the bottom of the bustle, and everything is authentic. There's actually a bustle pillow, a bustle cage, a petticoat, bloomers, the whole 9 yards.
Bloomers, she said bloomers.
That's a closer. Oh, that one is the 50 Shades of Grey costume. That is my women's favorite. Whenever I do an event, like if I go to a convention, I do tea parties at conventions, the women love the gray costume the best.
Really?
And the men love the pink costume the best.
I like the pink and the red.
Right? And that's it, and that's one of my, I think that one is my boyfriend's favorite, is the peacock costume.
The hat is just killer.
How
many hats do you have?
I have, currently, I have 24.
Wow.
And I'm nowhere near done. I'm in the process of working on finishing this costume. You would think that this costume is done, but I've created the hat. I'm in the process of creating the bustle and the formal skirt for it. And then I'm in the middle of working on a sapphire blue. Ooh. And I'm hoping to wear them at the end of the month at Exotica. Oh. If you've never been to Exotica, it's an adult film convention, and it's just the most fun you can have with your clothes on or off.
It's got to be
depending on
the guys are probably walking around going.
No, everyone there is so unbelievably respectful, warm, welcoming. It is probably the most fun I've ever had at a convention. Just from my reception. Last year we went, I was literally the most dressed person there. I had more clothes on than I think 27 people in one shot, like literally, and yet I was celebrated for being so sexy, and that just felt wonderful, and it was just a very loving atmosphere, and I went in not expecting to feel so welcome. So if you ever get a chance to go to Exotica, it's at the Raritan Center in New Jersey, and it's a fabulous event.
So what actually goes on? It's just the film industry?
There's awards, there's seminars, there's workshops, there's vendors, there's pole dance competitions. It's so much fun. There's a lot of like sex therapists that go and do talks, and you get to meet some of the adult film celebrities, and it's really a lot of fun. You know, I don't know who most of the people are when I walked in, and now I'm friends with all of them online, so.
Can you actually dance on a pole with all of that on?
With this, I can do some Victorian twerking with the bustle. I can make the bustle go up and down, so that's a lot of fun. People like that. But no, the corset is an authentic corset. There's steel bones. I'm tight-laced, not right now because I want to sit down and actually talk and breathe. But when I do go out for conventions, I'm tight-laced, and my handlers will pull me tighter as it wears. So there's not much flexibility for
your
pole
handlers.
Dance. Yes.
Handlers.
I have a handler.
I'm liking this.
He handles me so well.
Wow. Bobby D wants to know who makes your costumes. Sharp Dress Band needs lightweight stage costumes.
I make everything myself, soup to nuts. I do, on some of the more complicated pieces, I have a couple of friends who are professional costumers as well. I owned a costume shop for several years called Illusions Unlimited, and this is my grandmother's art form. She started teaching me when I was a very little girl because she was a milliner and a dressmaker, and I bonded with her over making costumes. and belly dance costumes and Halloween costumes, and this became my thing. But I make everything. So I mean, if you're interested in having me do a custom piece, I only take a few clients a year.
gotta
Like
be
maybe
rough.
3 or 4 clients, like one per quarter, and that's it. I have a waiting list, and so if you're interested, you have to get in quickly. I'm not cheap, but I am thorough. So
And that's for sure. So, okay, tell us about how you came up with the Mad Harlot Tea Society.
well,
that's me,
before I
sorry.
begin, let me pour some tea.
Oh.
I brought one of my favorites that we serve at our tea parties, and this is a black currant tea. We don't take this one with any cream, but there is a little bit of stevia in there just to give it a little bit of the tartness, a little bit of a sweet cut. It's actually one of my favorite bagged teas that we use, and that's London Fruit and Herb Company, black currant, and we really do love this. So cheers, my love. Let's take a sip, and then we'll get into all of that fun stuff.
Ta-ta. Wow. Smells amazing.
It's just, it doesn't get better than that. And this makes a most lovely iced tea.
Whoa.
Isn't that phenomenal?
I never really got into tea. I'm more into like the flavored coffees. I just had a regular coffee this morning and I'm like, oh my God, I need flavor.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love coffee, but I have a particular favorite company called Deadly Grounds. And if I ever own a tea shop, we will serve the Deadly Grounds. It's the best coffee I've had. But tea is life, like literally. And one of the most beautiful things about tea, which is part of what, this is a very nice segue into how we became the Mad Harlot Tea Society, is that tea has always historically had a social aspect. Not to mention the fact that it crosses all cultures and all social lines. Even, the Native Americans didn't have tea, but they had tea. So they would have sassafras root and dandelion and hibiscus and other things that would create a tea that you can drink. Not just the actual tea leaves themselves from the tea plant. But whether you're the queen, mum, or you are, cleaning bathrooms or working out in a field, you're still going to have your tea.
Yeah.
And it was something that everyone had. It was brought over with great reverence to the New World. It was shared about. If you go to India, there's tea. If you go to China, there's tea. Japan has tea rituals. In the Middle East, Afghani tea ceremonies as well, and chai teas. It crosses all cultures. It crosses races. It crosses all religions. It's basically the world's drink. And it really is a beautiful, and since we unite through food and we unite through social gatherings, what better way to do it than through the traditions of tea?
Oh, wow. I remember like we used to go to Antigua a lot. Oh, and here comes, I'm swimming around in the pool and the alarm would go off, be like, it's tea time. And they would serve you right
Hospitality.
in the pool.
Absolutely. For so many cultures, hospitality is determined by your cup of tea. So, sit down, have a cup of tea. Let's have a cup of tea and talk. Let's have a cup of tea and a scone and sit in silence. It crosses all of these boundaries and brings people together. And the Mad Harlot Tea Society was supposed to be exactly that, a way for women to gather without pressure, a way to network without it being a pressurized place of business where you could make connections that were fun or professional, where you could let your hair down, you could wear a fancy hat, you could get completely dressed up in a costume that your mother might go, why are you dressing like that? But for you, it felt
She
beautiful.
sounds like my mother.
It sounds like my mother. So my grandmother is the one who speaks like me. You got to be in a safe place where there was free speech, where there was free expression, where there was art, where there was good food, warm tea, happy faces, no cattiness. A place to let your hair down without the pressures of men watching or judging, without other women being judgmental. We've had women who've come to the tea parties with a little bit of their nose in the air, and they've never come back because it's not that kind of a place. And even though we have a lot of propriety on our tea, we do royal tea parties. with the whole royal spread and the whole 9 yards, and I host them. There's banter and camaraderie, and it's just so much fun. And we're a little
You
naughty.
need a day like that, of course.
Absolutely.
Naughty is amazing.
Yes, we like to tell those naughty stories. And, I had this one teapot, and this is one of my favorite stories. One of my very first large tea parties, because I've held the little ones for many, many years. About 20 years I've been doing this small scale, and then about 4 years ago we went large scale. And one of my first large scale, I had 2 nuns who were not in habits. They were nuns, and they were sitting next to 3 women. 2 were strippers, 1 was a professional escort.
Okay.
By the time they were done with tea, they were all besties.
Wow.
They had exchanged phone numbers, Facebook information. They were in my meetup for the tea parties, and they found all of this beautiful common ground together, without judgment, without anything that made them anything but women together, a sisterhood. And it was really the defining moment where I said, well, this is my purpose. This is why we do what we do.
That is
And that's
really cool.
and I don't mind me, but I looked at your question, and how did you come up with the Mad Harlot Tea Society? Because the term harlot is very provocative.
Well, that was one of my other.
Everyone comes to me, like, particularly men, they're like, so are you a bunch of prostitutes? I'm like, no, of course not. But women traditionally have been expected to be in our place, whatever that place was culturally, or in a time capsule. Like, what was our place in the 50s? What was our place in the 80s? What was our place in the 1800s? We've always had a place. We've always had, even now, with all of our amazing rights, with all of our freedoms, there's still a box that is expected. And I think that's with men too. I think that's all of society. I'm a pretty neutral figure. I don't truly believe that, we're being repressed at this point in time. But we have self-imposed boxes, not just from society, but culturally, religious, depending on how you were born, how you were raised. We have a tendency to put ourselves in boxes. And we get labeled. A woman who is outspoken is suddenly a bitch. If you run a company, you're suddenly bossy and bitchy. No, you're just getting things done. You wouldn't say that to a man. Or a woman who makes educated sexual choices for her own pleasure is a slut or a whore or a harlot. Okay, so the whole concept of using the term harlot is taking the term, demystifying it, and using it as a label of power rather than a smear or an insult, the way other cultures have done traditionally. And I love it. And it's also a play on the concept of the Hatter, the Mad Hatter, the Mad Harlot Tea Society. And believe me, everyone's like, when they ask me my email address or the website, they're like, Mad Hatter? No, Mad Harlot. And that Mad Hatter? No. Mad harlot, like a misbehaved woman. Oh, and it takes them 4 or 5 times to really get that in. But I love playing with the term, and I love the freedom it allows our members of our society and the women who consider themselves mad harlots. It's just a wonderful, freeing word, I believe.
Amazing. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Miss Penelope Proper.
Cheers.
I wish I could talk like that.
You can talk like me.
I don't think so.
ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerryann Casola. Welcome to Tristan Morris Photography. We specialize in weddings, sweet 16s, and events of all kinds. Our highly trained team of photographers and videographers customize each shoot specifically for your event. Large or small, indoors or out, trust Tristan Morris Photography to show you and yours in the best light. Call today for your appointment at 516-541-6000. That's 516-541-6000. And enjoy our website at tristanmorrisphotography.com.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com.
We're back with Mrs. Penelope Proper.
Telling dirty stories.
She's such a beast. Do you know that I go into work some mornings and I just come casually strolling in and I still have my sunglasses on. I go, today we're going to be English.
I love it.
And it lasts for about 5 minutes on the job, and then somebody starts yelling at somebody.
Well, I am the Teatrix of Long Island, so I am British by blood and influence by my family, which is how tea was a very important thing in my family. So, you know, as Miss Penelope Proper, I get to really express my cultural fortitudes through the tea and the practice of the parties and taking tea, which I love. That doesn't mean that I don't throw people off sometimes by switching the accents around, and they're like, what, you're not from down south? I'm like, well, yeah, we have a little bit of iced tea, you know? We get to have a little bit of slight tea. And then, you know, you come back to it and they're like, what? What was that? And it's so funny.
Let's talk about these fabulous, fabulous hats.
Oh, I love my hats. They're my favorite.
Does it come, do you cover them or do you?
I buy, I import the shell from Italy, and it's a rather expensive top hat. They're men's top hats, so I have to buy the smaller sizes and then stuff the inside so that they fit properly. But they're the ones that are strong enough to hold up to all the things I do to it. My average hat weighs 15 pounds. So after you've worn this for 5 hours at a convention or 4 hours at a tea party or what have you, it can be a little painful, but we suffer for our beauty.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
We squeeze, we lift, put a
Lift,
hat on the head.
squeeze, all of this.
We don't breathe.
You have to learn to breathe. You learn to breathe in the
Oh,
corset.
yeah, I have plenty.
I love them personally.
So do I.
In the 90-degree heat, it's a little bit difficult. You don't get as much time, but fall and spring are perfect corset weather.
Even the winter, if you have a nice one to go with a nice Christmas out. No. Yeah, that just went down the tubes. So, what would one person expect at a tea party?
That's a lovely question, and I'm going to start with the broad base of all tea parties are different. Most of our tea parties are ladies' tea parties. We do have a couple of mixed events with men and women, particularly our macaron tasting and tea pairing events. Those are spectacular. But for the most part, The tea parties are more of a feeling than anything else. You'll find a warm, welcoming atmosphere. You will find a lot of camaraderie and banter. I love telling some of my historically funny, slightly naughty stories.
Slightly naughty.
My favorite. You'll have to come to a tea party to hear my slut story, but it's probably the one that everyone, even people who are frequent flyers at my tea parties, always want to hear the slut story. You'll have to come to one to hear it. So I'm not telling it here.
She'll tell me later.
I think you know it. But so we tell stories. We eat a lot of good food. I cater my tea parties as well as I have a catering company with Opa's Bakery, and they do amazing things. I work with some other bakers and other cooks and stuff like that to bring us authentic tea parties, and we also do tea parties out. So people hire me as a tea party consultant and to host. So they'll have their own food and their own things that they want to do, or if it's a bridal shower or something like that, or my personal favorite are charity benefits. We do a lot of fundraising teas where people, they pay a large premium for that seat, and then most of that money goes to the charity, which is a lovely event. But we do games, we do raffles. My personal favorite is we do a purse bingo, and you'd be surprised what some people have in their purse. Oh yes, we've asked for vibrators, and people have actually pulled them out.
Oh, Madonna me.
It's fabulous.
Could you imagine?
That is one powerful woman who's carrying her little pocket rocket.
You ever see the video with the cat? And the cat is smacking it around.
No, but I'm definitely going to need to look that up because that's hysterical.
You would. I think that's me.
That's you?
Yes, it's me. Every week it's something with this. Me and the mic have a fight every week.
I'm trying to be very quiet with my mic. I had a show for a little while. We're on hiatus. We did 6 months of episodes of Impropriety and Decadence, and we had to start locating my microphone to the cake stand because everything I ate or drank, you would hear me swallow, and that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, don't ask with this one because who knows what will come out of her mouth.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, I've known you for a while, and you do raise the bar, we'll say.
Thank you.
I like that, though.
I like raising things.
Did you hear that, guys? And she's, yeah. Anyway, to a tea party, what would somebody wear?
And it's so funny that you asked. I'm so glad you've asked this question because Gerard and I were talking about this in the car on the way here, about some people I think feel a little intimidated coming to a tea party, especially ours. Ours are very upscale. The food
and they're
is
always
very,
on Sundays.
Right, they're always on
work
a Sunday.
on Sunday.
They're very gourmet, and I encourage everyone to dress up. Now,
hold on. Yes, Tara, there is somebody worse than you, Tara.
Absolutely.
My girlfriend at work.
Worse,
oh my
no.
God.
Sister is better. But I want people to know that it is a safe place to dress up and get out of the box, color outside the lines, and have a little bit of fantasy. As children, we threw these little tea parties, we dressed up, we put on hats. It was part of our culture growing up, and we've lost so much of that ability to play pretend as adults. We've lost the ability to get in touch with those princess fantasies, that inner little girl who screams still for these type of things. And this is a safe place to do it, although it's not required. And no one is going to judge you if you don't do it. If you're going to come in your dress slacks and a nice blouse, that's fine. I'm hoping that you come to enough of them, or I inspire people enough that you will eventually let your hair down and try it. Try dressing up, try coloring outside those lines, off-roading your clothing, it's, just being a little bit different, and that it's a safe place no matter how old you are. I have found that the people who are most afraid to dress up are the younger ones, the women in their 20s, and the women who are most enthusiastic about throwing on that hat and the gloves and putting on a sundress or something pretty to wear are definitely more mature women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And because I think that we reach a point where we don't care what people think, and we just want to have those experiences before it's too late. And personally, I think we should be doing that younger. I think we should be doing that our whole life. And we should be taking those moments to teach the next generation how to step out of these boxes so that we don't get trapped in them.
Okay, Mr. Gerard asks, he said, ask her about the spiders.
The spiders. Oh,
Is it the spiders that are on your
yes.
hats?
There is a spider in every hat, every Mad Harlot hat. And I'm not the only Mad Harlot. I'm the teatrix, so I run the organization. I'm the head. But I do have junior teatrixes who also run their own tea parties. We're an entire society. And they have their own hats, and they create their own hats, or I create one for them, or they commission it. But an official Mad Harlot has a spider hidden in her hat. And there's a reason. The spider is actually our mascot. And her name is Clementine. Yes, she is a fabulous little spider. And actually, I wrote a children's book that we're working on getting published. And she's a character in the children's book, yes. Miss Penelope Proper and the Magical Teapot. And the reason why the spider is so important to us is because they represent to us the concept of women. We are misunderstood, absolutely necessary, and yet we can be a little scary. Some people love us, some people want to smush us. We definitely need more than two arms to function in the world. We're always being asked to do multiple tasks. And let's face it, our webs are absolutely fascinating. So with all of, and people have a tendency spiders are truly misunderstood and truly essential creatures for our ecosystem. Women are the same. We are truly essential beings and completely misunderstood. And
So if you see a big fuzzy wolf spider sitting
I
on
love
your...
wolf spiders.
Oh my God.
I used to keep tarantulas. I miss my tarantulas. I had a beautiful one. She was a Choco Valley Golden Stripe. Her name was Luna. And I used to put my hair was very long, and I put it up in a bun, and she would nest in the bun. And she would come out when I did my programs. I used to do some nature programs, and she was a fabulous little creature, and I loved her. But they're wonderful and so misunderstood. People should I name my spiders. I have several living in my home. They take care of all the little gnats and ugly little buggies. And they're all wonderful, although my cats eat them once in a while.
I can't come over.
You'd never see them, they hide.
The fright of the big fuzzy spider.
Clementine, the character, she's actually a jumping spider who has the ability to, and she's fuzzy and purple and so cute. Didn't you love Charlotte as a child?
Charlotte was great.
She's
she's
your
okay.
average
She's
spider.
over there.
I
She's
think
over
they're
there. Oh my
beautiful. So misunderstood and so
they're-
beautiful.
There is just something about the big fuzzy spider. I had a wolf spider come into my house, and there I am, and I'm doing something in my room, and I go to reach for a hammer that was in the corner because I was doing whatever I was doing, and it was there for a couple of days. I don't just keep... Yeah, I do. I still have the hammer in my room. But anyway, don't ask. The hammer, the swords. So and then I realized that that's not a dust bunny. And I went, oh my God, and I threw the hammer, and the hammer got stuck in the wall. And now the spider is in the hallway. I'm standing on the bed, and the thing is just staring at me, and I'm going...
I'm probably terrified. Why is the big giant trying to kill me?
No.
I'm just trying to eat the ugly bugs.
No, it was just staring at me in the hallway, and I'm standing on the bed going, holy...
Chances are, if it was in your home, it wasn't a wolf spider.
Okay, well, thanks, Janine. Yeah, you gotta love my friends. They're mean
I love Janine.
Yes.
Hello. I haven't seen you in forever. I miss you.
Hi, Robin. Okay, so the wolf spider, why? Yeah, but he was big and fuzzy, and it was a wolf spider. No?
They're good creatures.
Okay.
Trust
I
me.
just hope another one does not come in. But then my housemate comes walking up the steps. He was out doing whatever he was. And I was like, Woody! And he sees the spider, screams on the top of his lungs.
Oh dear.
Hold on. And now the two of us are standing on my bed, friggin' frozen solid.
You
We're like,
just get a little cup, put
No.
them in the cup with a little paper, and then put it outside.
No. Nope. Nope.
See?
No, it ran away.
Then you understand how they're misunderstood.
I do. I am just so terrified
I have
of them.
and I have several hats where I have some beautiful antique jewel spiders, and they're hidden in the hats. So
Yeah.
people know that when they see me, they start looking for the spiders and where they are and where they count them. And I sometimes will get gifts of spider brooches from people in the mail. Like, here's one for your hat, Penelope, and I love that. Those are sacred, and they always go on a hat.
Yeah, I have a guy, he just came in for a job interview. We hired him. He's really a very sweet, sweet guy. And he had a spider brooch on his jacket. And I was just like, so when he was hired, they sent him right over into my department. And, you know, we start talking, I'm like, okay, what's with the spider brooch? He's like, oh, my boyfriend gave it to me.
Aww.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, I'm terrified of them, but I do have spider brooches.
You know, it's so funny because the more you learn about them, the more fascinating and less scary that they get.
Yeah.
You know, this is going to become like, you know, a nature program now, but most spiders that you see cannot even break your skin with their fangs. You know, very, very few of them can. And even black widows get a bad rap because they're unless you are very, very young, very, very old, or immunocompromised, their venom is almost harmless, and very rarely does anybody die from a black widow unless they have an allergic reaction.
And tarantulas
So-
don't.
I've
just big and
kept
fuzzy.
I've kept tarantulas for dozens of years, you know, decades. I've only been bit once by one that got very, very upset with a child that almost tried to smoosh it during a program, put up its pedipaps and bared its fangs and came down in my hand.
Oh.
So they bit kind of by accident, but they'll dry bite, like they won't inject venom.
Right.
And their venom is harmless unless you are allergic to
Yeah.
bee stings. It's the same. It's
Well,
the same
I'm told.
enzyme.
Well, now everybody knows how to kill me. It's
You
awesome.
poor thing.
I know. I'm the walking allergy box.
Oh,
Are
no,
you
that's
kidding
terrible.
me? It's
Oh.
like, okay, we're going to order in. I'm like, okay, I'll order in, everybody. They're like, no, you're not ordering with us. Your order takes too long.
You know, and the thing too is, like, especially with the big spiders, they have so many warnings because they don't really want to bite you.
Yeah.
You know, they really don't. It's just too much effort, and it's scary to bite you. You're big.
Yeah.
So unless they feel incredibly trapped or they feel incredibly harmed or in danger, then they're just going to run away or be like. "Ah!"
The
you
one
know.
that was in my house with me and
It
my
was
one.
terrified. It was probably just frozen.
No, he just staring at us. I'm telling you, he had
Good
evil
baby.
plans for us. It was bad. He was probably gonna shoot some web and everything, you know, like eat us. But it was like 20 minutes later, I looked at my housemate and I go, what the hell do we do? So he takes the chopstick out of my hair and he just doinked it right onto the ground. This thing took off so damn fast.
They're fast.
I went, I'm like, where'd it go? He goes, I don't
It went
know.
as far away from you as humanly possible.
He goes, I don't know. I go, well, I have to go to the bathroom. I go, you have to go in there first. He goes, why do I have to go in there first? He's like, it's your bathroom.
Nice.
I go,
That's a friend.
sugar. I went, oh, sugar.
That's a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, because I threw all the guys out in the out of the bathroom upstairs, so they have to use the downstairs.
Poor babies.
Yes. So, yeah. So now he won't go in my bathroom to check for me. Yeah, you gotta love my life, guys. My life
I
gets.
love your life.
My life is very
think it's
interesting.
fabulous.
It's a trip. If it can listen, when the law of
We just need to get you at a tea party.
oh, definitely. Well, you have to have a tea party on a Saturday. I work Sundays.
You know,
That's the
we
problem.
are going to be doing Saturday teas. We do. We work with a couple of different restaurants. One of our favorite restaurants to work with, and hopefully they're watching, is Fulton's Gate in Patchogue, which is an Irish pub.
Oh, wow.
And Joe Maggio is one of their chefs, and he is amazing. And they are fabulous, and we've done several Irish royal teas with them at their restaurant. And we're going to be switching, we're going to be doing more with them, but we're going to be doing their tea parties on a Saturday.
Lovely. I hope it
Those are
falls
one of
in
those things that
between
we
my
call an
bi-weekly
outie.
pay. All right, we're going to take one more break. We're going to come back, wrap it up. We'll be right back.
ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerry-Ann Casola. Welcome to Tristan Morris Photography. We specialize in weddings, sweet 16s, and events of all kinds. Our highly trained team of photographers and videographers customize each shoot specifically for your event. Large or small, indoors or out, trust Tristan Morris Photography to show you and yours in the best light. Call today for your appointment at 516-541-6000. That's 516-541-6000. And enjoy our website at tristanmorrisphotography.com.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com.
And we're back. Both of us are struggling with our hair in the microphone.
I know, that's always a problem.
Okay, so besides doing all these events, do you have like a regular, real type job?
This is a real job.
It is a real
It's not
job.
just a job, it's a calling. But I do also, because I'm an entrepreneur and I love business, I do own a little lipo-freeze spa. And it's in Smithtown, and it's quite a wonderful thing. Have you ever heard of lipo-freeze?
I've heard of it.
Right. There's another, cooling one that I can't really say, but we're the same exact thing. And it is, we're at 314 East Main Street in Smithtown, and we do lipo-freeze, detox and wellness. We do the ionic foot detox baths, which are fabulous. We're going to be getting an M-Sculpt machine, which is even better. And if you are interested in getting a foot detox and coming down, if you mention Miss Jerry Cannoli, you'll get 50% off at any time. And just call us and make an appointment. Check out our website. It's www.lipo freeze freeze.com, and you can check us out on Facebook at the U Boutique. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a lovely little business. And I also bartend at the Hometown Tavern in Ronkonkoma.
That's why, it didn't catch on to me till today that you were bartending. Yeah.
I love that. I love connecting. I love connecting with people, and and because I so naturally serve tea, serving a beer and a little bit of vodka and tequila always is a little nice.
Oh, yeah. I gave it up for a while. I gave it up. I was doing real good. Then I had a downfall, and I'm kind of on track again.
You're going to have to come and see me. I work on Mondays and Wednesdays, and
one more Thursday.
Yes, so that's perfect. You come and drink a little with me.
Where is this tavern?
It is right on Pond Road in Ronkonkoma, right right by St. Joseph's Church.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can find it right off the LIA's hometown tavern.
It's by the pond over
Yeah.
there. The pond.
It's
The lake.
beer and liquor, so if you want to bring food, bring it in. It's a lot of smiles. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name there. It's fabulous. It's definitely a family type place.
Talk to us a little bit. We have a few minutes. Talk to us about the lipo freeze.
Oh,
That's
my
got to be
goodness.
some cool stuff.
I am not just the owner, I'm also my own client.
Okay.
All together with my own lipo freeze, and I don't do it as often as I'd like to, but I've lost about 8 inches of fat. Because what happens is we suck your fat into a canister, we freeze it to -9 degrees for about 45 minutes, and the fat dies, and your body releases it through, your detox pathways. So you pee it out, poop it out, sweat it out, and it is 100% effective. I have a 100% effective rate in my salon.
I need to book an appointment.
Oh,
I have an event on the
absolutely.
24th.
And it does take a couple of weeks to work. So if you want it to book now.
Oh my good
And
Lord.
the detox foot baths work too. They help your body to detox so that you can move toxins
like
through
my
your body. No, you don't like your toxins. They keep you fat.
Oh.
But it's a
Well,
nice, relaxing little place.
Yeah.
My U Boutique. We're right in the middle of historical Smithtown. It's just a very lovely little office.
Very,
So you must
very
come.
cool. Maybe I'll get you to sponsor me.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
you're going to be sponsoring
I'm sponsoring you
yourself.
anyway.
You sponsor yourself.
Sponsor myself. I hope that would be lovely.
Do you have a particular favorite tea? Sorry to go back and forth.
Actually,
but-
anything that is almond, I love. There is a little shop in Port Jefferson that I love that has a cherry almond tea that I enjoy. And of course, this is my go-to. Absolutely my go-to. And a good stiff, because we love stiff things, English or Scottish breakfast tea with a little half and half is always one of my go-to as well.
English. Mm-hmm.
They have a little more caffeine, a little bit darker flavor, and they're very nice with a little cream and a nice little scone or biscuit in the morning. Get your day started,
Any events coming up, darling?
Absolutely. The Mad Harlot Tea Society is doing a lot with the town of St. James, particularly the beautiful organization run by Natalie Weinstein called Celebrate St. James. Our next tea with them is November 3rd, and it is a vampire tea. I can't wait. It's being catered by Opa's Bakery and myself, and it is just going to be so much fun. I'm so encouraging everyone to wear their vampiric clothing and enjoy dressing up. Of course, like always, it's not a requirement and you won't be judged, but it's definitely going to be a very fun time. After that, we have a children's tea party, a little princess tea party for mothers and daughters. So that's going to be very special. It's at the same location in St. James. And then we're also working on another tea party there for Valentine's Day at Queen of Hearts Tea. And of course, I'm going to be running 3 tea parties at the Evil Expo in New Jersey at the end of January.
Evil
Expo. And next year in August, we're going to be doing the Scares That Care charity weekend. We're going to be doing a ladies' vampire tea there as well. And tea parties are always being added to the calendar, so always check the website so you can see what's going on. We have another macaron and tea pairing in the spring. We do one in the fall and one in the spring. And we're always partnering with different places and different restaurants to bring an incredible tea out to everyone so everyone gets to enjoy it. Everyone should take tea. Absolutely.
Once again, her website is
www.madharlotteasociety.com.
Oh, she's so cute. I love this girl. She's so much fun.
Thank you.
Anyway, my love, we are out of time.
Oh, this was such a wonderful experience. I hope you'll have me on again.
Yes, I will.
And,
Definitely.
Anytime, and beautiful lady, come, take tea with me.
Oh,
We'll sit down. We'll have a foot detox and a little cuppa.
Oh,
Maybe we'll here. Let's cheers. Cheers.
cheers. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Chasing Fruit Loops. Next week, I have Donnie Vapor coming in, so tune in.
That
He's going to be
sounds
playing
dangerous.
some tunes for us. Have a good week, all.